Okay. Alright, so that should be set up correctly now. Alright, checking out the chat, making sure the stream works, blah 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 doo. But if the stream works, I don't know what I'm doing next. Click on the stream and see if it works. Hello everybody, today we're going to be painting up King Ghidorah from the Godzilla movies. To my ever-loving shame, I have not seen the new movie yet. I wanted to, but I have not seen it yet. Now, I had a bunch of bookmarks of King Ghidorah pictures and whatnot. So I'm going to open up some of those while we're doing this. Downloads. King Ghidorah. Come on, King Ghidorah, where you at? Or maybe King Ghidorah... What? Come on, King Ghidorah. Where are you at? Well, I used to have a couple pictures of King Ghidorah. I don't know where they went. This is a shame. But the main point is that there's not really that much I can do with this particular picture here. So, let's see here. Other bookmarks. Nope. Recently bookmarked. No. Well, we can just look up those King Ghidorahs I saw before. So I was looking up the very fancy King Ghidorah statues, so I could use the best images to try to replicate. But, I mean, there's only so much I can really do with the miniature that I have here, because this is, of course, the cheaper Godzilla toy. So it is, in fact, not a super expensive statue. This is the cheap Godzilla toy. If you'll notice, I've already taken these steps to fill in the mold lines with both hot glue and green stuff. And I did some basic sculpting to kind of flesh in there, so. But, the King Ghidorah stuff, in some of the more detailed statues, he has kind of like, more like ivory horns and stuff, so I think I'm gonna work with that there. Oh, this was on clearance, and this toy specifically is in clearance on pretty much all Walmarts for $4. So I got this guy for $4. His wings are this is a toy, so he's got action joints, like just like a toy. So his wings, this is the pose I went for because I think this is like this is what looked the best. I could have had his wings folded up or down, but I think this just kind of imposing thing. This is what looks the best for this little toy, so yeah. So yeah, you can probably find these online for super cheap right now because, again, Walmart has been selling them for a very cheap price. So we're going to take my favorite base coat brush here, and I'm going to be trying something wonky with this. Because this is a cheap toy, I feel comfortable experimenting. I'm going to give this a base coat of just the Turbo Dork metallic Death by stuff. So this is a very like dark metallic here. So this will serve kind of as my base coat for King Ghidorah here. And it's very, very shiny, but it's a very, very dark here. Evil Elvis, always good to see you. Let me know if any of the... I was having a little bit of troubles with the music and stuff, so let me know if there's any issues musically. So yes. So already I think I'm going to be happy with this, how this works here. So I'm just going to be using this quick, and I think I'm actually going to give this a light coverage a lighter coverage on the underside and give it kind of a thicker coverage on the back. There's not a lot of delineation between the scales and stuff. So, but my main point is I want to work on making sure there's no green stuff showing. So, I want to make sure my paint here, this is the first time I'm using this paint, and this stuff is flowing on pretty easily. I mean, this is very expensive paint. I did spend $6 per bottle for these little bottles, which is, you know, much more than twice of what I usually pay. Usually, even with the paints, I try to get them in sets and stuff, so you don't pay as much. But already I could tell this is going to be a good idea. So I definitely want to get in this here where the scale texture is showing. I definitely want to get into there, so the dry brush will show up better. So already I'm really happy with the way. And I think I'll only go up about halfway with its neck. But just do those parts and do the parts where there's scales showing. And already that's looking very nice on my end. This is nice and thin though, so you can definitely see, yeah. Already I don't like this bottle though, because the little widgets are falling off. Well, I want to make sure the music isn't too loud. That's the biggest issue. So this is definitely going to stay looking like Ghidorah. I'm not going to paint this like it's Tiamat or anything like that. I want to stay true to Ghidorah. I want to see if I can actually make this thing look really nice for a cheap toy. So yeah, you can see I'm adjusting the little bits here where there was green stuff. And I'm putting some of this really dark... this is really nice paint. I mean, again, this is super expensive, but this is the Turbo Dork stuff. Boy, this is really nice. It's very, very thin, though, which is good and bad. Sean Turpin. Very nice to see you. Okay. Aw, that's too sad. Oh, little guys don't understand the rules of polite society. You gotta be all... Do you like olives? Yes, I do. How did you know that? Other than the large bottle of olives that's on my desk right now. Yes. I secretly despise olives, and I wanted to buy those so nobody else had to eat them. Cosmetic sponges have a nice, even airbrushed effect. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about cosmetic sponges stuff. I've never tried it before. It doesn't even get in the cracks of the miniature. I've never really had an issue with that, with dry brushing, unless... Maybe you could use that to get like a dry brushing-like effect with really thin-downed paints. Maybe that would be a good use for that. But already, look at this. For a cheap toy, like there's some nice detail on here, and this nice gold paint here. This is really nice. This is the Death by, and I assume that's kind of a play on Death by Chocolate. This stuff is very nice. So I definitely want to hit his back with this. I'm debating whether to hit the heads. Let me look at a reference image here. Yeah, I think I can. I'm not going to go super fancy with this. I'm going to hit the heads, the top of the heads with this dark as well. And if nothing else, the darker stuff will allow the horns to kick out more. And I can always go... lighter, if I need to. So, All right. Excellent. Oh, Otis McDonald, you have some good music, but sometimes it's just too upbeat. Yeah, okay. I saw it in Walmart. This toy was $4, and thus my interest was piqued immediately. Whenever I see something that I see possibilities in that's super cheap, I just want to try out stuff when I see stuff that's super cheap. So yes, the actual, it's basically just, it was a cheap toy that I saw potential in. So that's why I wanted to try it out. Plus, I do have a friend who does a Godzilla toy channel. So I was watching some of his stuff, and I was intrigued as to the possible use of some Godzilla toys for D&D. And I've done Godzilla toys for D&D in the past. What kind of miniatures do I like the most? I don't know. I gotta say, overall, the old school, not the old school, but the certainly not new, but the chainmail line of miniatures is something I enjoy quite a bit. All right. So this guy on the cover art was supposed to be gloriously gold, as his traditional image is within the Godzilla universe. But the actual miniature itself is just kind of a pallid yellow. So it's definitely a bit of a disappointment compared to the pictures that had this lovely gold image on it. So that's interesting. Man, this stuff really sticks to the brush. Alright, so that's maybe the one drawback. This stuff is certainly got a lot of pigment in there. Alright. Boom. A PC fell in love with NPCs, and it's so weird to roleplay. Yeah, usually at the start of my games, I like to tell people that that's not really. We're just here to have fun. So I don't. It's just something you got to kind of announce at the start of your game. That's not really something we're doing. Have you ever tried making your own Tiamat? No, I've not done that. I know if other people have. Ooh. Random Hill Giant, that's never any good. What are your favorite D&D monsters? I mean, there's so many really good D&D monsters right now. I gotta say, cockatrices are still really super high on my list. Kobolds, as always. Oh, this is a Jack-specific toy line. Yes, it would be. Where do you buy those expensive paints at? So these, you can get them online from various retailers. I got these at my local game store. So they were, a special purchase. I don't normally usually go so crazy with my expenses here, so I am not sure how I'm going to get the. I think I'm going to go several shades lighter, because with this guy, generally speaking, his wings are super light, but the under scales of his necks are also super light as well. So I think I'm just going to simply go. Do you know of any separate tabletop RPGs that sell miniatures that be trustworthy? I mean, just watch my channel. There's a lot of stuff, unfortunately, if you're looking for unpainted stuff, the possibilities are endless. Unfortunately, if you're looking for pre-painted stuff, there's not as many cheap alternatives out there. What about some gold rub and buff? I don't know what that is. That's the first time That is the first time I've ever heard that term. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do is use a lighter gold, but not my lightest gold. So I get this stuff here, which is like super... I think I'm going to use that as a mid-tone on his scales, but I think I'm going to use some of the old Citadel gold base here. And again, I'm using some more higher-end paints this time around. But yeah, if you want meat and potatoes gold here, then Citadel is the way to go. And I'm gonna give this a nice base coat, and it's gonna look weird until I get the other little bits done. But it should be okay once I get a heavy dry brush of the really light gold on top of this. So, in case you're wondering, you can actually see that really well. This is one of the joys of painting a larger miniature. You can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. So you can see here, just getting this down as a base coat. And if you need meat and potatoes, gold, I mean, Citadel makes some of the best stuff. But I am going to be trying to use the old P9 light gold on top of this. Should have broke out some more flavors of gold here. So I'm going to make sure that this is on the underside. Just kind of go down there like that. Now, do I want to do the legs? Do I want to do the legs? I'm not going to do the legs, because they're a little bit different. So we're not going to do that. Have you said the name of the toy or maybe the package it comes in? Okay, you know what? I'm going to actually just put that in the background so everybody can see what I'm talking about here. One second, I have that. I haven't thrown away the box yet. So, un segundo here. Is this Jack? This is Jack specific. Do. So this is the tie-in to the new movie. This is Godzilla, King of Monsters. This is the King Ghidorah playset thing. And as you can see, he's painted a much nicer metallic color than he is in real life. So, put that in the background. So, yep. How did you come up with the name Blandco? That was actually the name of my production company when I was in college, Blandco Productions. Just kind of that thing that other people that were more serious about making content in college had production names. This was this was just before YouTube kind of became a thing. Before YouTube became a thing that was actually useful. So Blandco was just the name of my production company in my college TV days, and I just kept it. So I'm in an impasse here. I could work more on that, or I could try starting to dry brush the wings a little bit. I think I'll do that just so, you know, we can get them kind of all colored up, and we'll see what we're going with there. And this will give a chance for everything else I painted to get fully dried. Now, I'm going to attempt to dry brush just the new gold P9 on here and see how that looks. The wings are massively huge. Again, you can fold them, but this looked the best, so it will take up a significant amount of room on a table. So, Are you getting Bones 5? Yes, I am getting Bones 5. I just got the basic stuff. There was a couple things in there that I really liked. So, I don't know if I'm going to go all in crazy pants with Bones 5, but there are a couple things that I enjoyed in there, so... Oh, please, no, open up. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to try... Because this is already kind of a nice surface here. I'm going to try just to dry brush the wings here and see how this looks. Wow, that doesn't look good on camera, but it looks good. Looking okay in person. Oh no. I loaded up this brush way too much. This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to load up your brush too much with paint, even if you are doing dry brushing. Oh my goodness. Alright. Do you prefer being DMing or being a player? I haven't played in a D&D game much. I played as a player at MaceCon, so certainly I want more of an opportunity to play as a player. It'd be really awesome to actually do like a proper campaign that's actually like, you know, well thought out and stuff. The campaigns that I did as a player when I first started playing were really unfortunate because the guy just didn't... I mean, we played for like 2 years and there was just like straight up no game plan, no ending planned. It was all very much unfortunate. So, that looks... I can always... I'm doing okay. Oh, yeah, watch my channel. I've complained about a ton of different bad scenarios as a player and as a DM. But you know, you can't let that get you down. You just gotta keep on trucking past all the negative stuff when it comes to tabletop games. And I've met a lot of really cool people playing the game as well, so I can't complain. It's just the unfortunate matter is that I have just come up against a bit of a dry spell as a player because I have moved to a new state here, and I just have not met any steady people that I want to play with, unfortunately. Do you play in real life? I play in real life. I just ran a game at the local game store, and I was going to try to do something at the local comic book store, but they never got back to me for some reason, which is very worrying. I really want to figure out what the heck is going on with that. But, I mean, just, you know, stuff happens, I guess. Ooh, see, now that's looking a little bit more fancy already. Am I right, guys? Oh my god, so many questions. Craziness. I prefer the original Personas. I've also played in Roll20 a lot, too. I ran a lot of... I ran a completely amazing... Warhammer Fantasy 2nd Edition game on Roll20 back in the day, and I also ran a really amazing 5e game a couple years back. There's some really good stuff on Roll20. What are your favorite monsters throw-out players? I like to switch things up, so, like, you know, it just depends on the environment. I mean, kobolds are always a lot of fun, but I try to switch up stuff a lot. Fondest memory associated with the hobby? I gotta say, so far, I was playing with all the DM Guild people, the DM, not the DM, Tabletop Crafting Guilds people, playing in Garrett's and Scotty DM's game. That was really fun. So yeah, those games were really awesome. All right, so we got this. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do. So we're going to let this dry completely here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go for a slightly lighter gold over the chocolate gold here. And we're going to try to just dry brush this a wee bit to get some nice highlights here on the back area. So we're going to just dry brush this a little bit, hit the spots that we accidentally hit with the lighter gold. So that's... And we're doing this nice and weird. And you know what? These guys on the end here, this is supposed to be he's got like kind of like their traditional horn-looking horns. That's not. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to be. I don't think I'm going to be messing with those. I think those we can just do this. So this is actually some This is color shift paint. So this is kind of like a bronze color shift paint that changes from sort of lighter bronze, which, wow, the webcam, you can't really see it all that much. So I'm going to hit his back scales. Hitting the back scales. I'm going to hit the back scales with a little bit of this color change paint. See how that looks. See, I don't like this. Little, I think there's something popping out here, so... Horns, a traditional horn coloration rather than metallic-looking horns. The horn-colored horn. So let's just give this a light dry brush in here. I should have gotten some better lighting in here. So we're gonna give this some, a little bit of A little bit of that color change here and see what that looks like. Because I don't want to lighten this up too much. But I do want to give it a little bit of razzle-dazzle, as they say. So, man, that looks very nice. Make sure that darken that up a bit. And we want to give this some darker gold, maybe. Just adjust it a little bit in there. That looks pretty neat. I think this is already looking very fancy indeed, and already a giant improvement over the original toy. That would be a good idea. So let's see what I'm gonna do next here. Alright, so I definitely want to get the... I think what I'm just gonna do is hit up the belly here. Just I'm gonna hit this up with this same light, or I could use the non-metallic on the belly. I'm gonna try the non-metallic on the belly. I think that'll be a subtle difference, I hope. Let's just see what he can do. A little bit of dry brush. Well, this is still metallic gold, I think, but it's definitely a lot. It's a little less lustrous than the other stuff here. Let's just hit this, see what's going on. Well, that's not looking that bad. I think I made the right choice here, because I got that nice coppery gold. And the only unfortunate thing is that you can really notice the mold lines. But dry, brushy, dry. People have said they sent me stuff to review, but I've not actually gotten anything yet. I got an offer that I need to get back to the person on. And, you know, if somebody says they want to send me stuff and then they don't send me stuff, you know, it's fine. But there is other people that I have not finalized the detail with. Oh, that's looking good. I really like that. You know, I was worried about that, but, like, frankly, this looks really nice. Oh, yeah. See? I mean, this is just completely exceeding my expectations of how cool this is going to look once it's all metalliced up. This is why it's good to experiment with stuff. Because you never know. You never know when an experiment's going to turn out pretty good like this. Oh, it's so shiny. Shining like a diamond. Oh, so good. I mean, I could have just dry brushed this, the light gold color, and it would have looked great. But honestly, like the little additions of, like, you know, working with the different undercoats, I think it's a nice subtle difference. And you actually might not be able to see it through the webcam, but it's looking very nice in person. This is a Walmart clearance rack purchase. I found this in a Walmart on the clearance rack for $4. So this was one of those finds where it's just like I didn't know if I was going to be able to do anything with it, but dang. This is turning out very nice. Oh my god, this is looking very nice. This is one of those pieces where it's like you put it on the table and people are just gonna be shocked. When working with gold, hit the darkest parts inside edges with wings with a line of purple inside edges of the wings with purple ink wash. Do I have purple here? I've got blue here. Carnelian typhus. I could definitely try that. Alright, so let's see here. Let's get my actual brush here. I'm gonna give some of these spots here that I touched with the wings. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Come on now. Let's work on this a little bit. Oop. The alarm's going off. Hit the stop button on that. I gotta say, it might be a waste to use this Turbo Dork stuff on a model like this, but you know, I'm having nothing but good luck with this stuff, so I'm glad I decided to splurge a little bit and try it out. Ugh. Alright, so let's work on the horns a little bit, shall we? There we go. We got tusk ivory, we got dirty bone, skeleton. I wonder if they're going to try to make it like a bad guy. Because in Kong versus Godzilla, they tried to make Godzilla into the bad guy. And I don't know how they're going to be able to do that now. Because I have not watched the newest movies, but in most of the movies, it seemed like Godzilla was basically like seen as just kind of like a force of nature good guy. So I don't know how they're going to make him into the bad guy if they decide to go that route. Again, I never even watched Kong, so I don't even know if Kong is a good guy or bad guy. Although I kind of want to watch that movie Kong. The forest spider scene seemed pretty freaking awesome. That'd be cool. Ghidorah! Ghidorah! Very good, very good. I'm super happy I took the time to do this tonight. It was already like almost midnight, man. Godzilla just wants to fight the other monsters. That's the impression I got from the new movies. I especially just love it how I got into a conversation with a Japanese guy, and like, it's so funny. Like, I didn't like the American Godzilla movie, the Roman Emmerich. I don't know who made it, but that thing was just so dumb, and it's so it's hilarious to see how like the Japanese hate that movie. Well, they don't hate it, but they just don't even consider it a Godzilla movie. Now I got a little bit of this metallic pearlescent stuff here, so I definitely want to try that out as well. All right, that looks good. All right. I mean, for a $4 model, this guy. Again, it's always tempting to do a ton of different work on it, but I might be nearing the end of this guy here. I think I'm gonna do and just see what they did with the wingtips on the more fancier novels. Yeah, I was actually thinking of mixing it with the this set me back $4. All right. All right. I think I'm only gonna do a wash on the horns. If I could, because I think the faces look okay. Again, I mean, this guy is not gonna win any. This guy's not gonna win any awards or anything. Um. Strong tone. right. How big is your box of shame? My box of shame is more like a wall of shame at this point. I have a lot of miniatures that I plan to paint and I have not painted yet. All right. And you know what? I think that's close to being done. If it would focus, which it's not. I mean, that went from a... I mean, the worst part, I think, is definitely like the seam lines around the wings. But, frankly, if you're looking at the miniature from on the table, it's from a couple feet away, it's not going to be that... It's, honestly, not going to be that noticeable. Frankly. Thank you, everybody. And again, I'm gonna want to try that black pearlescent thing because I've not worked with pearlescent paints a lot. The only reason I'm not doing this is because I kind of want to make this guy look like one of the fancier models of this guy, and he's got like bone colored talons and wingtips and horns. So I want to stick with that for now. But I will definitely be trying that sometime. But yeah, look at that. I mean, this has only been about a little over an hour, probably. How long? An hour and 6 minutes. So I wanted to put an hour of work into this guy, and I think, frankly speaking, I am pretty much done. Is there any images I can see what they do to this tail? It's just like gold on gold. So lighter gold on the wings. Try a little something with that. Maybe do just do a little bit. Yeah, it's not very noticeable. Ugh, this is definitely gonna make me angry. Okay. Alright, so that's no good. Let's put a little bit of this gold. Put a little pearlescent gold on this edge of his wings, maybe. I mean, that's to the point where it's almost unnoticeable. I get a little bit of shadow just for consistency's sake. But dang. It looks really, the difference looks very stark with the webcam. But it's actually not that bad. So I think this. I mean, it's a $4 miniature at the end of the day. I can't justify spending 1,000,000 hours doing this. And the whole point of this is that anybody can use these techniques I use today. The only thing that I really sort of regret is using the fancy paints on this. But I mean, it's not. It's people can get. People can get the. People can get the cheaper version of the color shift paint. It doesn't necessarily have to be, I mean, boy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this is. I think I'm gonna call this done for my my project here. I think this is table ready. I definitely think it's table ready. Again, when you're looking at this, and the biggest difference I can tell you is that this looks really stark in the webcam, and it looks much nicer on the table. And this King Ghidorah, I wanted to paint it so it looked like King Ghidorah, and I think I think I succeeded on that bunch. The horns. I mean, if you're looking at this thing from 3 feet away, and that's what you always have to realize, I mean, it looks really good. I mean, it looks like on the webcam there from this angle, it looks really good. This is definitely an excellent little paint job. And again, I think this angle, but again, the worst aspect is that I did a bad quality job hiding the seams of the toy wings. But I mean, this is a $4 thing. I painted it within an hour. I spent maybe 45 minutes trying to poke around and seal up all the seams and stuff, and it looks really nice. So I definitely wanted to keep it looking. I'm going to use it in D&D, but I wanted to keep it looking like King Ghidorah, kind of like a false. I had a storyline of the original Pool of Radiance was about a corrupted good dragon. So everybody thought it was a good dragon, but it ended up being a corrupted good dragon. So people just the idea of like somebody saying, "Well, I mean, it can't be a bad thing because good dragons are always good," and then they realized it had been some shenanigans had happened, and the good dragon had been taken over by an evil entity. In this similar case, I think this would be I'm coming up with a scenario where people have seen this gold flying dragon in the sky, and everybody just assumed, oh, gold dragon is always good. But then, to their horror, they discover that all gold dragons are not good, because this 3-headed gold dragon is pretty much going to be King Ghidorah visiting Faerun. So, yes. So his legs look good. Consistent. I mean, that is a fun project. I'm super happy about this. I hope... Yeah, Daniel Ramsey. So again, if anybody missed the whole thing... and yes, Evil Elvis, that is a very good point. Paints don't last forever. So you either use them or eventually you will lose them. So I shouldn't feel so bad because I've never used these paints before. So dang. It's always good to try stuff out. It's such a huge miniature. Ooh. Alright, so that's all set. Yeah, I don't know what else I can do with this guy. I think this guy's going to be ready for my video talking about this guy, and I think he's going to be all well and good for my D&D table as well. And you know what? This actually looks pretty cool just to sit on your shelf. So normally I don't really like shelf-only miniatures, but I just got a new bookshelf, and this guy would look pretty cool on my bookshelf. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. So again, if anybody's interested, again, if you missed the whole video and you're just watching now, this is the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie tie-in, Jack specific thing. It's in this case over there. It's King Ghidorah. This was $4 on clearance on Amazon. $4. I believe someone said $15. I believe that is the price point. The normal price point for this toy is $15. And frankly, with a little bit of work, I think it would make a very nice little D&D toy. So, awesome. And I hit the purple mouth, I think, perfectly. I don't even think I'm going to do anything else. I think this is done. Thank you guys so much for stopping by on a random Sunday stream. Again, one of these days I'm going to actually plan these streams out and have them, be kind of planned out and everything. But yeah, no, this is always fun to do this. I'm working on a video right now where I'm going to be taking taking a look at some of the random bags of stuff you can find at thrift stores, and I'll be going through a bag and just talking about the stuff I find in there, because I grabbed it because there was a very interesting D&D collectible find in there. And normally I don't care much about collectible stuff, but this was interesting that I found it at a Goodwill store, so that'll be an interesting little video. And of course, this video here where I take you step by step of how I transformed this $4 clearance toy into something that I think most people would feel very happy to put on their table as a D&D boss monster. So yeah. Thank you very much, guys. And you guys all have a very nice evening. Again, please drop in comments and send me comments on the Facebook. Send me comments on my YouTube channel if there's anything you want me to specifically look at. And again, I have those 2 videos on tap, as well as a number of other sort of quasi-planned stuff coming up. And there's something very special coming up, and because you guys are here listening to this, I will tell you, I co-wrote a small bare bones D&D adventure, and this will be going up on the DMs Guild pretty soon. And this is a very bare bones adventure, but it is going to be pretty interesting, to say the least. So yes, my very first foray into actually writing D&D stuff is going to be happening very soon. And you guys will be the first to know when that goes up. So thank you very much. And again, thank you. Again, I'm just so happy about this. This was such a fun little find, to find this guy for $4 in the store, and then to be left with a model that looks table ready after merely an hour of painting. It's all very good. And it's all very simple stuff. I didn't do anything fancy. This was mainly just dry brushing on various layers, and I did a little wash and dry brush on the horns. And that was pretty much it. I did nothing fancy with this. Even my hot glue gun wing placement thing really wasn't that thing. But again, this is really no worse than what you would see on a pre-painted collectible miniature. So, frankly, I don't even know why I'm bothering to say anything about that. Nobody on the table is going to notice it, because, it's just going to be a fun miniature. Excellent. You'll have to read the adventure to find out. The flying cats do make an appearance, though. All right, then. So, I gotta go. You all have a very good week. Again, try to do something creative in your week, and try to do something fun and positive. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. And I'll hopefully give an announcement before I do my next big stream. All right.